I was telling Mom that's something that I could see maybe Richard trying. She says hello, by the way.
Tell her hi.
But
No, I'm more into the safe adventures where it's risky, but not it's a calculated risk.
yes, it's not. There's 100% chance you may not make it, even if you do everything that we tell you to do.
So, like, if there's a 10% chance, I may pass. Like,
what are the chances you need for survival for you to do it?
That somebody else has done it, and you know, like when I went swimming with the crocodiles in the Amazon, the guide had said the crocodiles come out at night, so, and you're not going to go swimming forever. You're just going to jump in and jump out.
So you went swimming with crocodiles? Did any come up?
And piranhas.
You went swimming with piranhas?
Yeah. So but I only went for like 3 minutes.
3 minutes? So let me ask you this. When you're swimming with crocodiles or piranha, did you actually see the piranha or crocodile?
No, but you know they're there. Because I caught piranhas. We ate piranhas, and at night we caught a baby crocodile, and he handed it to me, and they flipped it over, and when you flip it over, it goes comatose, and so then you rub its belly, like rubbing a shoe.
It is.
Or a purse. So those are calculated risks, but I figured the risk is not that.
Okay, I cannot believe, Norman, can you believe that Richard swam with crocodiles and piranha?
And ate piranhas.
And ate piranha.
Delicious. It's like a Luby's. Like a Luby's whitefish.
No. Have a good one. All right. Yes. The court is calling 2023 CR 8807, State of Texas versus Haro Rivaro. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state, Your Honor.
Mario Moreno for the defense.
And are you Mr. Rivero?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review that with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Probation, this is an application. Mr. Rivera, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We will waive them.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Rivera, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault, family second offense? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
I'm sorry. Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, I understand.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Honor. I do believe so.
Mr. Rivero, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. They're rejecting JN 2128326. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, I understand.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
That's fine, I understand.
All right. Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, Your
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 5 years. Did you understand that was a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow that recommendation?
Yes, ma'am, that's understood.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State offer states one in all attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right. And state, is the complainant aware of this?
The complainant is aware, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. You may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Rivera, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, I understand.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Do you wish to proceed with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Only that, Mr. Rivera, Your Honor, in representing him, he's always been very professional with me. As you can see, he always shows up to court, well-dressed, on time. I believe that he is a good man. He's made some mistakes, but I know that he's a professional individual that's willing to put this behind him and move forward and ask the court to follow the agreement.
All right. Mr. Rivera, how many children do you have?
1,
Age?
23.
All right, so in the police report, when I'm reading that she came over to pick up a child, was that the 23-year-old? Am I reading incorrectly in the police report?
I believe, I don't know if that's correct, Your Honor. I think they went over for a business transaction.
Okay, so she's the mother of your child?
She's the mother of my son. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, the 23-year-old.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are you still in business with her?
No, I'm not.
So what do you do for a living?
I work at a bank. I'm an analyst.
Okay. All right, this is what the court will do. The court will sentence you to the 5 years deferred adjudication. There's to be, well, do they still discuss children issues?
Not at his age, Your Honor. He's a 23-year-old. There's no issues in terms of like custody or anything.
All right. Well, I mean,
Well, not obviously, I guess there could be some issues.
sometimes people still talk about their children, even though they're of age. So I don't want to have the no contact order be an issue with that. So
My understanding from speaking with him is that that hasn't been an issue, in terms of him communicating with his son. He's able to do so freely without having to go through,
all right. So there'll be no contact with the complainant, Sharon Garcia. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. The state is to reject JN 212836. Proof of employment within 15 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. He can report by Zoom. The BIPP course You can either do regular UAs or either you can do the patch. The patch costs more, but the patch is easier on any time constraints you have because they just put it on you. And then when it's time for it to be removed, you go back and they remove it and they analyze it. So he can either do regular UAs or patch. Field visit one time, and if everything is okay, probation, you can then do field visits at your discretion thereafter.
I apologize, Judge, if I might step in. I forgot to mention as well, I don't know if you saw in the paperwork that Mr. Rivero is actually not a resident of Bear County. He currently is a resident of, I don't know what county it is, but he lives in Port Arthur.
Yeah, Port Arthur's by Beaumont, Texas.
So if he could also have permission to transfer to.
All right, transfer to Beaumont. And you can give them the actual address and everything, so they'll know. So there'll be a transfer to Beaumont. And there will be 150 hours of community service restitution. You can either do the community service restitution, or if you would like, you can pay $7.25 per hour to a food bank or any other charity of your choice. I don't know if Beaumont has a specific food bank there, but whatever maybe Beaumont is having issues with. All right. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court?
I know.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. I do appreciate you always coming dressed appropriately for court. You're gonna have to start working on your anger management issues, okay?
Yes, sir.
So you don't end up coming back. All right,
Yeah.
good luck to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Who's the attorney for Justin Kahn? All right, thank you. Oh, don't rush.
Judge, I'm going as slow as I can. Well, yeah, we are.
Probation, this is an application. So if y'all can clear their area for probation so that she can hear. Court is calling 2023 CR 9183, State of Texas versus Justin Adam Kahn. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Jim Oldersdorf.
And are you Mr. Kahn?
Kuhn, yes, sir.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Kuhn.
Hume.
Yes.
All right. Defense, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Kuhn, I'm showing you what's entitled application for probation. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me? Yes. Sorry. What's your client's name? Yes. All right, Mr. Castro, if you'll move down to the end of the box, please. I didn't see that, Diana. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Kuhn, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Kuhn, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes to both answer questions.
Mr. Coon, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine. State recommends community supervision. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 10 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 200 hours of community service restitution, DWI intervention course, 2 years driver's license suspension, and ignition interlock for half the term. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No problem.
State, any evidence?
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 and the attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I've represented him. I'm hired at this point. I represent him as court appointment. His problems with his DWI second were basically monetarily. His mother more or less came to his rescue. She's a pre-K teacher. I had an opportunity to meet with her and talk to her. He has a great deal of support.
All right, could everybody please whisper?
And I believe that he's gonna be a lot better now. He has a job, he has a family. I've pretty well verified all of these things with her by talking to her. And I believe that she'll be a lot more involved in trying to do what she can. He seems more motivated than he was before. He's been in jail a while now. Because he couldn't pay for his monitor, the electronic monitor. So he's been around in jail a while. He's experienced it. He hadn't before, and I think it's helping him be a little more insightful as to what needs to be done in this situation.
All right. So do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
Between stepchildren and full children, 23, 18, 10, and 6.
All right. The 10 and 6-year-old, are they living with you or do you have contact with them?
Contact, yes, but no, they don't.
Okay. Probation, if they did a TAP evaluation in custody, how long would that be?
Your Honor, I could get it done in a week and a half, 2 weeks.
All right. So I'm going to ask that the TAP evaluation be done in custody because I'm reading the police
Well,
report.
Your Honor, I don't have them in custody at all.
Hmm?
I don't have them in custody at all.
No.
No.
She's saying that you're gonna stay in custody while
Yes.
she does the test.
Oh, okay.
No problem. And I always like to explain to people why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, so they don't think I'm just doing something just to be doing it. This was involving an accident with a fire hydrant, and you were sort of out of it, right? From the alcohol.
Okay.
So they're going to do a TAP evaluation while in custody. And I'm going to ask that they follow TAP recommendations. I think you're probably going to need some type of inpatient treatment. Maybe cross point is available, maybe felony drug court is available, but you need some heavy treatment. Because otherwise what's going to end up happening is you're going to be right back before me with another DWI or with somebody else with a DWI. And it could have been easily somebody that was killed as opposed to a fire hydrant. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So 200 hours community service restitution. If he wants to pay those off, he can.
Yes, thank you.
TAP evaluation in custody. Follow TAP Rex. Mr. Otisdorf, you want to see if Crosspoint will accept them in their inpatient treatment? Maybe they will. I'm going to also ask for a referral to felony drug court. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Ignition interlock. And I'm going to put ignition interlock for full term. If at the half-term mark he's doing well, I can always consider removing it.
Yes, sure.
There's to be 10 days in the Bear County Jail as condition. Proof of employment within 15 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. DWI intervention, DWI education, and do the victim impact panel live. And there's a 2-year driver's license suspension. Field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. And thereafter at probation's discretion. And 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Probation, is there anything else he needs?
Your Honor, maybe I didn't catch the term.
10 years in prison, suspended and probated for 10 years.
Thank you. That's enough.
All right, Mr. Kuhn, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? No. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. Good luck to you. Make sure you're probably one of the people who cannot drink at all, not even take one. And you continue, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I know the holiday season is upon us. Even if you're at your home, you're not allowed to drink alcohol. You understand?
Understood.
All right, good luck to you. If there's an issue that you feel that probation is not addressing, you can always come to the court.
Okay.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.